That's what happened.
Puts an interesting swing on things.
Yeah, it does.
So place bets now. Is she gonna die or not?
Yeah, go ahead and place your bets. Going off of that, what would you like to do in the afternoon of your second day?
Let me think. I can only investigate so many things. Like, damn.
I'm fair.
Yeah. I'm for some reason, according to Roll20, I am poor right now. I think it's from bailing people out of jail.
We actually have.
I think Taking County Chedamere is the one that holds the money of your group.
Yeah, I have like 13 gold and 24 silver.
I mean, if you need like a quick loan, like any of the squad could like drop some cash for you. They don't care.
Also, it would make sense that Chedamere would have left you like 100 gold or something if you asked, like before they took off. We just didn't think of it at the time. But also loan. Maybe not be indebted to these people. They might call you out on it.
It's not a loan. Like you are their friend for some
go for
employee
it, buddy. I mean, you loan your friends money. It's not like an interest rate. You just like.
I gift my friends like money. I don't loan them money because that implies I want it paid back, and I honestly don't care. And that's how you fucking break down friendships. That's my experience.
I always do the whole pay for this dinner and I'll pay for your drink later. That's what
me and my friends do. So it's not really a loan versus just keeping tab.
Because let's see. I said I was going to investigate Felgoth shit, which I definitely did. Jesus Christ, that is so much.
Yeah, that's basically the portion. Yeah.
You say that.
We use like almost all of
the rest of the party can tell you when you're buying crafting materials how little that gets you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like most of us use like almost all of our fucking platinum, dude. It's like
it's great. But, they tried buying some fancy metal, and we ran statistical analysis on it, and it's like, if you wanted to buy a cart full, that would cost you like 10,000 gold or something, and you always were like,
take money to make money.
Yeah, we were also a bunch of doofuses and didn't buy any extra material, assuming that he would get like perfect every time.
Yeah.
In hindsight, I'm like, can we go fuck it back?
I mean, at this point, you're gonna be asked to listen to it now.
Yeah. What if I ride a horse real fast? Anyways, continue.
Let's see. I investigate the secrets and slayers, which is what I said. I was like, that's something that's.
You can investigate it further. Like, I'm not afraid to add more questions or change. Because I told you 3 questions to a relative like correctness. I'm not afraid to like have you investigate further, and then I'll be like, okay, well, instead of 3 questions of relative correctness, you get 2 questions of relative correctness and 1 which I will answer to the best of my ability.
Okay, so let's continue investigating. Because I'm going to say that this sparked Sima's interest, so she's going to look even more into slayers and secrets and stuff.
Certainly. Roll me history or investigation, your choice. I mean, apparently investigation's been popping off for you, but that's a natural 20, so
that's
you literally can't get better than that.
But considering that I just did a history, let's say that past roll was for like history stuff, and then this one is going to be for the current situation of.
Okay, I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Hey, and that's a pretty good roll.
That's a pretty good roll. That's 17 right there. Okay, well, I don't even know how to do this. So because now you're investigating a different topic, a different avenue.
Yeah.
So now, like, I sort of have to like put those together, and
I mean,
I don't know.
The history and current stuff, because it could just be that it's like, I don't know, maybe let's say that I can say 3 questions about the history of stuff and of like to a relative degree, and then 1 about current stuff to a pure degree.
I mean, if that, yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It's like, we'll say 2 to a better degree than they originally were.
Mm-hmm.
And then 1 which is, again, like to a more pure degree. Like, I'll try to answer to the best of my ability. But that one has to be the one which is relevant to like right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the one that you're sort of like stacked on.
When
Which I guess
metaphorical.
it's better for you if it's more relevant to the current tension. But whatever, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
you know, I lucked out because I generally would get a worse roll in the current stuff. So.
yeah. Sima's improving. Go you. Woo. Record that somewhere. You do have the handout.
Yeah,
Do
well, I have
your
it written in my notes here. I'll put squigglies around it so I notice it.
Okay, fair
But the
enough.
header of this page is Seekers and Slayers, so.
All right, fair enough. Hopefully, you'll probably remember. I probably won't, but you probably will. Also, as Garth, we
Yeah,
still have the
I'll remember that I
Chetamere
have
triggers
questions.
here.
Yeah, I mentioned that last session, I think. Just leave it there. It's good memories.
Okay, whatever.
Literally.
Aha. So, that's what. That's your afternoon. So you go around. You don't go to like bookstores or anything. You actually end up going to. Not tourist spots is not the word. Like hot spots of activity, like where people hang out. It's like bars, inns, cool alleyways. I don't know. Actually, no. You actually do go outside to the like they're not refugee camps, but they're basically refugee camps for people that don't have anywhere else to go. So you go to these outside camp areas because you figure it's probably a place where people might be needing help for like a holy person and a healer, but also be like it's also out of town, so it's a bit more how to say it's less guarded by the Seekers and Slayers, so people aren't as tense speaking about it. So you go around out there. A settlement of relocated. Yeah, there you go. So you go around, and there are a number of people out here. Some are actual like merchants, in a similar manner to the merchants you met way back in Gallibber's Misha's town. What's that town called? Good look this up. It has bugging me. Let's see. Aspects, locations overview. Barlock. No, not Barlock. Belden? No. Huh. Let's see this chair, man. I don't think it was Belden. Varnbar. Maybe. I think it was Varnbar. Yeah, but anyways, back to what I was saying. You go around and there are a number of people that sort of are sort of chilling, forced to chill out here. A number of them are well-to-do people, merchants, even a noble son, daughter, here and there. Plenty here and there. There's a lot of people of relative import and repute. And you end up asking them in your own Sima way, like, what's been going on, stuff like that. What's been going on, venting your own real or fake frustrations, and sort of collaborating with them on certain details. So as a result, you get some juicy information.
The juicy good.
Juicy good. So. That leaves. It was Varnbar, I knew it. That leaves your evening time. During your evening time, because I said some other shit was gonna happen. It's really odd. The oblivious.
How do you do, my fellow kids?
How you do, fellow kids?
Hey.
Oh my god.
Do you know where to get the Mary Jane?
The Mary Jane?
The wacky tobacco?
You know where to get some devil's lettuce, my dude? Hell yeah.
Devil's lettuce, that's the other one I was trying to remember. It's so fucking good.
The Mary Jawawa? Yeah, hell yeah.
That's just stupid. The California
That's
Cannon.
the point. Anyways, so yeah, evening time comes, and you see for the first time, like, the last like more than 24 hours, Spymaster Alex coming down into the safe house. Again, you're sort of showing in the main room, and then you see Spymaster Alex like coming through the safe house doors, which is weird because you don't think you've ever seen her leave. But to be fair, though, I think at this point you've already seen her literally before this once. So I don't know, take it as you will. And then she like just looks at you and immediately asks, "Where's Mishka?" And then she's like somewhere in the safe house, I don't know.
Oh shit.
Like probably with Pavel or Valeska.
She just blinks at once. Thank you. She begins like walking down to like down the middle towards like the main room.
I'm gonna tail her, like not as in like trying to hide that I'm following her, but just like follow her and be like, what do you want her for?
Just some questions. That's all. This does not sound good coming from the Spy Master.
We've asked her a lot of questions and she kind of hasn't. She's answered as best she can, but she can't answer much.
I think that we just need to jiggle her memory a bit. And it's at this point where you come in again on the scene of Pavel betraying Tala. And he's put like a board upon her back, and then upon this board are various pieces of like freshly cooked food. And then he himself is playing this like fun balance game on her back. Where she herself is trying to do push-ups while starving from smelling all this food.
That's
and then
kind of just a dick move.
It's just
he has like a little like cart tray, like like a hotel would have, that he's like grabbing. It's like he's like grabbing game pieces to put on the game board. And he's just progressively putting more and more on, and he just says, 10 more, and this is all yours. Just 10 more. I haven't even done 6 yet. 10 more. He keeps putting more stuff on. Like Mishka is like, again, I find this amusing, but you do know she is a bit put back by the food itself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If it was a liver with a side of
and then,
it'd be a different story.
And then, like Pavel sees you and the Spy Master. Oh, hello. My Pavel voice. I didn't prep my Pavel voice for this. I'm sorry.
You didn't pack it.
I didn't pack it. No. You guys you guys think I'm silent during that time, like when you guys are shooting the shits? No, I'm trying to practice voices and drink coffee.
That's cute.
And tea.
It's called prep. But yeah. And then she's, hello, Pavel. And then she looks down at Tala. Hello, Tala. And Tala's like pushing so hard again. Like she is, to her credit, she is doing a push-up right now. Slowly but surely, she is accomplishing it.
I'm so
That being said,
proud of
her slowly but surely is becoming less sure and more slow as Pavel keeps putting shit on her back. But anyways, Tala doesn't respond past a groan of exertion. And then the Spy Master just says, quaint. Then she looks at Mishka, who's again like sort of perched on the couch. And hello, Mishka. And then Mishka was like, you could tell, like, because you were there when she first met you guys. It's a look of fear and intimidation as the Spy Master says this to her, and her eyes dart to you, you're like right next to her. Hi. Would you be willing to answer some questions, Mishka? Mishka's eyes once again dart back to you. She's just immensely like unsure.
Can't we at least? I mean, she's just a child. Shouldn't one of us be present with her or something?
Of course. When did I ever say she'd be alone? So silence fills the room. I assure you, it's nothing bad, Cosima.
Insulting. Call me by my full name.
How dare you? Royal Spy Master, how dare you?
I look at Pavel and I'm like,
He just shrugs at you.
I'm willing to be present. I just didn't know if you wanted to come as well, or...
Well, I mean to ask the questions right here. And now.
Oh.
Nothing
okay.
terribly suspicious.
Everything she says is terribly suspicious.
Yeah, that's good.
Good, you're nailing the character. Good job.
Because you guys know how the, in case, roll 20, move to, is it this one? I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, so, Mishka starts sort of standing on the top right, like L-shaped couch, and then the Spy Master sits on the top of the bottom right one. It's just like legs spread apart, like not menacingly, but just sort of like casually. Well, I mean, I guess it's menacing coming from her, casual to herself. I don't know. Mishka, do you have a family in town? She looks at you again. She's like, she's not really sure she should trust the Spy Master. Props to Mishka, better than a lot of people.
I like nod encouragingly at her.
She gives like a really like weak and shaky smile at you, which immediately fades as she looks back to the Spy Master. I think so. And where might they be? This really weird smile on the Spy Master's face emerges as she says that. I don't know. Nothing at all? No? Are you sure? Mm-hmm. Are you sure? Mm-hmm. Can you describe your family? And then once again, Mishka looks at you. And then looks back to the Spy Master. Well, Mama said that I have a cousin here. A cousin? Mm-hmm. Boy, girl, what do they look like? Boy? Your age? Mm-mm. She points at you. Her age? Mm-mm. Younger or older? Younger. By a lot? And she points at Tala. And then Pavel, like, he's like watching this exchange and he looks at Tala and then he stops putting plates upon her back and like leans on. How old are you? Why are you asking? She just keeps going. Never mind. Go back to this. And then you look at Mishka at this, and like Mishka looks immensely confused. Younger? I think. Okay, that was a very wrong assumption to have made. Older or younger than Noth? Younger. But only a little bit. Okay. Do you know what he looks like? He has hair like mine. Mm-hmm. Eyes like mine. Mm-hmm. And he's tall? Like she puts at Pavel. Tall? Mm-mm. And she shakes her head immediately. You're pretty tall yourself, Sima, from what I recall.
Yeah, like 5'9". Tall for a woman.
Yeah, she points at you then. Tall? Mm-hmm. So around your height, she says to you, Sima. A bit younger than Noth, which is impressive. Do you know what he does? Mm-mm. He only comes back to town every so often. So he leaves every so often. How often? I don't know. And she like just sort of quiets down at that. People that regularly leave town look like you, around that height, a bit young. Well, not much to go on. Is there anything particular about your cousin? What do you mean? I mean, is he very nice? Mm-hmm. He's very nice. So he's very nice. That's good. Good to have a cousin like that. And Mishka, you don't know by what evil magic the spy master is using, but somehow Mishka is trusting the ever suspicious spy master. Dark magic's at work, truly. It's very nice. Does he talk like you do? What do you mean? The spy master just gets a blank face. Never mind. Accents aside. Oh. Mishka? Yes? I'm assuming all of you and your village and your family eat the same way? Yes? The spy master thinks for a few moments, and then she stands up. Well, that's all the questions I have for now, Mishka. Thank you very much. You're welcome. And she's only a bit confused, but she still looks a bit concerned and worried as she looks over at you as she says you're welcome. Kasima, can you come with me, please?
Who did she say that to? Sorry.
To you, Kasima.
Okay. I go. But I give Mishka a little pat on the head as I go. Good job.
Thank you.
But also doesn't know how to deal with kids, so just treats her like a dog.
Yeah, Coin is at your side all the time.
Yeah.
And Coin gives her a lick on the face, and she goes with it. So you follow the spy master back out into the main center room. You're a healer, a holy sort. Tell me, where do you think a creature like her would hide in the town? Successfully hide, I might add. Keeping in mind their dietary habits. I have some ideas of my own, but I'm curious as to yours.
Well, it seems that while Mishka has certain dietary needs that don't necessarily make me comfortable, it doesn't seem like she desires to hurt anybody. So I think it would follow that any of her family wouldn't necessarily have that desire either.
A fair assumption to make.
The first place that I think of where one might be able to obtain human flesh without having to go through the effort of hunting down and killing humans would be the cemetery.
A good point.
Also,
but at some point, wouldn't people also wish to see perhaps their dead kin? And if her cousin is as nice as she remarks, do you think that he might feel bad about eating them? You may well be correct, and he does work at a cemetery as a gravekeeper or something of the sort. But I'd like to entertain all possibilities before going somewhere. So, you seem to have a decent grasp upon Mishka and her mentality. Do you think her kin might do the same?
You mean have the same mentality as her?
Yes. Kindness, as she remarks. And
I would say
humility, I suppose.
I would say that currently we have no evidence to think otherwise. All we have to go off is the evidence that we have in front of us, and currently we have only one creature that we know of who is the same as Mishka, and it's Mishka. And therefore, we have no evidence that, while of course it's uncomfortable and very potentially of an unholy origin, her state of being, the only evidence we have in front of us is a child who acts like quite a normal young child. So we have no reason to look for someone who would behave any differently from any other member of society.
A very fair point. Let's say, hypothetically, that we know that he wouldn't be at a cemetery. Hypothetically.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you next assume? I'm curious.
Well, the next place that I would think of would be a hospital.
A hospital?
Or the morgue of a hospital.
Similar access to departed individuals.
Mm-hmm. Potential access to bodies that are never identified or recovered and therefore won't be missed.
Fair.
And then if we're to follow what I'm thinking that you're suspecting, that perhaps her kin is the more bloodthirsty type than she is, it could be that, well, if he's not being caught, he would be going after those who wouldn't be missed. So slums and the like, where people go missing and nobody really notices.
That might be the case, but keep in mind where we are, Cosima. We're in Sevlis. The place right next door are the spires. So I highly, highly doubt that he wouldn't have been caught already. As incompetent as the Seekers do look right now, I assure you that they normally are much better. At least back when I was in charge. As a spy master. So, I'm not assuming he's a hunting bloodthirsty sort yet. Because hunters in a city get caught.
I agree.
So, that leaves the other thing, is that he's a scavenger, as you've described. And then, as we've just discussed, graves, cemeteries, morgues, hospitals. All potential aspects. Now, I suppose the next question would be, how do you think we could track him down? No offense to Mishka, but eye and hair color are not much to go on.
We could always leave bait.
Bait? A fake dead body? Or a real one?
Or a real one. That might be a bit extreme, however.
Well, if we can find the right people that deserve it. I don't have any problems with it. But I imagine you do.
I was thinking that if we were to use a real dead body as bait, we would use the same tactic that this person presumably is, which is
Yes.
using one that's already not in use by its original owner. But I think that...
She gets a smirk as she says, not in use by its original owner. Elegantly put.
Completely sidebar, but I wonder what Sima's views on the afterlife are, because I'm trying not to put my own views in this, where like...
Well, we can discuss that, because as a card, know that there are afterlives.
Yeah, how is a corporeal body, how important is a corporeal body to an afterlife? Is it like Egyptian style where you really, really need it, or is it more the type where it's like, your body's gone, you don't need that anymore, it's fine? Like,
it's more along the lines of the latter.
Mm-hmm.
To gods and godly elder beings and things like that, it's not body that really matters to them. It's the soul.
Mm-hmm.
If you are like if a person like you, a cleric devoted to a god, passes and you're in relative favor to your respective god, like you just go to their domain.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as you may or may not have seen in the edicts, like there's saints, there are angels, and angel saints. Those are three separate distinctions. Any person once brought into the domain of their respective god can be made, how to say, corporeal again as an angel and stuff like that. And you don't even need to be an angel. They could, different people do different stuff, different gods. So yeah, the body isn't particularly important if you passed properly. The only time a body would be of importance is if you didn't fully pass, or if you passed improperly, it's usually because of the body to some shape or extent.
Yeah.
Like left behind business coupled with your body being improperly handled makes for bad shit spawning into the world. So it's like that.
So yeah, I think that right now, Sima's having moderately, like she doesn't like the idea of, human bodies being eaten, both in a normal human way that you wouldn't like that idea, but also because like it still feels pretty icky theological wise, just like a little bit too related to like desecrating bodies for rituals or for the purpose of having undead. A bit too necromantic for her taste. But
necromantic. That's the name of my.
I also have a
novel.
sticker that says necromantic on my water bottle.
Hey.
And it is a skull with a bunch of pretty flowers around it.
Sounds right. I like it.
But at the same time, they're not using their body anymore. And so I think this seems like a bit of a chaotic neutral situation more than anything else.
The Spy Master is just continuously smirking at you. Mm-hmm. How pragmatic of you. Truly. No. Well, then I suppose it comes a matter of finding a suitable body and bait. And she gives you a look. I won't trouble you with finding a corpse or producing one. I'll have Knopf or one do it. She raises an eyebrow. Do you not like the notion?
It's not my favorite idea. I would rather us not have to resort to that so soon and instead investigate those potential areas that we listed out.
She nods sagely at that. I see.
I mean, because I have heard on the topic of cemeteries.
She raises an eyebrow.
I've heard legends of grave robbers creating networks of tunnels beneath cemeteries now these were just horror stories from my childhood, but never, those ghost stories tend to come from places of truth.
A grain of truth in every legend. Very well. I think we'll hold off on the corpse production for the time being. And she gives you a look and gives you a surprisingly warm and genuine smile. It's good that you're willing to speak out against such a method. Even against someone like me. A lot of people are just willing to bend their knees.
My god's not a big fan of people who bend so easily.
She smiles more widely at that. I imagine he isn't. Very well. Then how about we make some of our own luck? Sima.
I smile back at her. Not as warmly, but
Not as warmly.
Sima's not a warm smile type of person.
Fair, very fair.
Begrudging, we have an alliance now smile.
She doesn't seem to be phased by your not warm smile, I guess. She just looks away for a bit, like back down the hallway that you guys have just come from, where you can still hear Pavel's echoey voice, encouraging / discouraging Tala from progressing further. He has now begun the threats of, okay, if you don't finish, I'm going to start removing plates that you get to eat. She'll finish faster, but she'll have nothing to show for it, especially after so long. But she just looks down that way. I knew your mother. Back in the day. Different times.
I look at her with raised eyebrows.
Is that so surprising?
I suppose not. But it's interesting.
She was a good sport. I personally... Well... Never mind. But just know... She was a good sort. And that... I can speak with confidence that she would be proud to see where you've come. Yes?
Thanks. That means a lot. More than you realize, probably.
She smiles, not so warmly, but pretty genuinely. I think I do. I'm good at reading people. And with that, she walks away. Simas. Yeah, your mom's a spy master. Got some background. So, Mishka's heritage and your own heritage aside, what shall you do upon this evening of the second day? You'll have this and then one more thing to do before, like, chronologically, we're back on session.